My name is Nathan Beckstrand, and during this ethics class that we've taken this semester, we've learned all about how ethics can be applied to a business setting, and these can all be applied as well to our personal lives. And one thing that has kind of always stood out to me as far as helping employees be ethical in the workplace was culture. And so for this interview paper, I really wanted to dive deep into what can start to create a culture that fosters ethical behavior. And of course, we're not going to cover everything, but we'll touch on kind of what culture is, companies that let their culture slip away from them and it caused them issues, as well as 3 steps that I have come up with throughout the semester and through my interviews and research that is a good start to helping to create an ethical culture in a company. So first off, what is culture? Culture is simply the beliefs and behaviors that determine how a company's employees and management interact and handle outside business transactions. And to look at that and how a company handles its business, I want to look at a company that recently, within the last few years, has had a big mess up, and that's Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, about 2015, it came to light that they had a fraudulent account issue. Their employees were creating fraud accounts, and this all stemmed from upper management wanting to reach goals. And so they pushed and set these unrealistic expectations and put forth humiliating competitions where people would have to run across the office and put their numbers down, and it caused them to have a toxic sales culture and environment. And so because people were so worried about losing their jobs, they then turned to creating fraud accounts and selling people things they didn't need and signing people up for stuff they had no idea that they were being signed up for. This ended up costing Wells Fargo over $185 million in fines and legal fees, and around 4,500 employees lost their jobs because of this. And it's still something that has tainted Wells Fargo's culture today. So how can we create and maintain a good culture? I talked about 3 things. The first one is what management does to reinforce positive ethical behavior. The second is employee empowerment. And the third is a balanced incentive programs. So first, what behaviors reinforced in a company? So humans, they respond to behavioral reinforcements more than they do verbal rules and policies. What the management does to reinforce what their employees are doing, whether it's recognition or giving a bonus, employees see that. And in my interview, I interviewed Alex Bullock, who works at Oracle, and that's something that he touched on. He said that what management does, his team notices. They notice what behavior gets reinforced. If someone is out there stealing leads and they have a manager that reinforces that, which they did, he said people notice that, and then people say, if this guy's cheating, well, I can do the same thing. And so it causes, and it just steamrolls from there. So he related it to a football team, kind of that team dynamic. When you have a team that is working together, following the rules, and they're winning, people will buy into that system. They get rid of their own self-interest, and they go all in on the team. And it's the same thing with a business. When they're seeing teamwork prevail and companies progress, that's exactly what happens, is your employees will buy in to the team dynamic, and it all starts with what they're being reinforced as far as their behavior goes. Employee empowerment. As you can see, by passing on the torch or giving them the responsibility, employees, when they feel responsible for actions in the company, we can see that they have a vested interest in the company. They want to have these high standards. When I interviewed my second person, he's Blake Barlocker. He's the president of an insurance agency out in Riverton. He said that this is what he feels. When he gives employees responsibility, sometimes they may fall, but in the end, they are going to work hard and be able to be better than they were because they have a vested interest in the company. Toyota has an excellent example of employee empowerment. In their assembly line in Japan, any employee can stop the manufacturing process if they see something wrong. They have the power to shut everything down, any one of them. And because of it, they have less issues because the employees they feel a responsibility. The last point is balanced incentive programs. You need to have a mix of financial and non-financial factors. So not only do you have monetary rewards, but maybe you have additional paid time off or free lunches. You recognize employees for certain achievements or milestones. Another thing that my research indicated, and that in my interview with Blake Barlocker, when you invest in your employees, whether it's paying for additional training, certifications, education, whatever it may be, when you invest in an employee, they are going to see that, hey, look, this company cares about me, and I, in turn, am going to try to do my best to take care of it. So by doing those three things, by having that balanced incentive program, employee empowerment, and making sure that the proper behavior is actually what's being rewarded, it's an excellent start to creating a good ethical culture and maintaining it as well. Like I said, it doesn't cover all the bases, but it's an excellent start for any company to look at that's trying to improve their culture. Thank you.